Hi everyone, welcome to Make Creations. Today I'm going to tell about how we can create table in SQL as well as Databricks. If you see one video, you will get two courses. Here, what I'm doing means I'm going to create one table and how we can perform on top of the table DML operation. At the same time, how we can create one data frame. On top of that data frame, how we are going to be apply DML operations. Okay, those kind of activities today we will discuss. First, I'm going to create table here. Create table. This is the syntax for that. Create table, and you can provide the table name. Okay, the table name I'm giving as a test one. Test. This is a test table, and here I'm going to be provide like a employee related details. Okay, just I'm going to give one like a SID student ID. For example, student table you can consider. ID means we need to display that one as an integer. You can give that data type like a integer data type, as well as S name, student name. Student name means that is string. Okay, here we need to be provide varchar for that, and at the same time we have class. His fifth class or fourth class like that. Here we have, or otherwise we can consider as a marks. Just I'm going to display class varchar 20. Okay, like this we need to create our DDL structure. Okay, just create table. This is common for syntax. Create table. Okay, not only table, you can create a view. Create is a common, and here you can change what are you going to be create, either view or procedure or otherwise table or otherwise index. Which one are you creating? You can mention that one. Create table, create view, create procedure, like that. Now I mentioned create table and table name, and in this table how many columns we have, like a student ID, student name, class. We have totally three columns. Okay, in these columns, once we mentioned this column name, along with that we need to provide data type. Okay, what kind of data type is that one? And along with that data type, what we need to be provide one more thing, either that is nullable or not nullable. If you have nullable, you can keep. In case that is not null, you need to be mentioned in this manner. Okay, just you can see. And varchar, this is nullable, for example, nullable. And the class also we have nullable. You can keep in this manner. Okay, either that is nullable or not nullable. Okay, what is exactly nullable, not nullable means we are creating one table. In that particular column, always we need to maintain value. If you not maintain the value, we can't able to identify or trace that particular record or particular student. Because of that reason, we need to be maintain those data type along with nullable or not nullable, those things. Here you can see create table, test, student ID, and a not null, and create columns here like a student ID, s name, class, like this. Next, okay, this is my table. After creating this table, I need to perform which one? DML. I need to insert few records in this table. If you need to insert few records, we are performing which operation? Insert. We need to insert into the records. We have one table. In that table, we need to insert few records. How we are going to be insert? Just you can keep insert. Okay, what is your table name? The table name you can give. Okay, our table name is test. Okay, in this test table we need to be insert values. Okay, now here you can see values we have. How many columns we have? Student ID, student name, class, means three values. Each and every row we need to maintain three values. Few columns we have nullable. If you require, you can maintain nullable, not a problem. Now what I am doing means here I am going to be mention student id is 1, as well as student name is a ram. Okay, when are you maintaining string values, you need to maintain in quotes, single quote, and here you can keep class fifth. Okay, like this is my first record. Next, I'm going to insert second record. Okay, student name second, Shiva fifth. Next, one more record, third student, his name Ayappa fifth, and fourth record, his name Vishnu fifth. Okay, like this, how many records do you need to insert for that table? Those many records you can mention. Okay, here we are performing when you can insert into the table, when you can insert one record into the table, when you can update one record in the table, when you can delete one specific record in the table. Those things, those operations we can consider as a DML operations. Okay, when you can create anything, when you can modify any structure, when you can drop any kind of tables, when you can drop, truncate any records, those things we can consider as the DDL related operations. Now we are inserting records also. Finally, we need to check select star from table. Okay, which table you have, that table name you can provide here. Here you can see. Just we are performing DDL operations, we are performing DML operations. Finally, we are retrieving that particular table. Means we need to create one table. For that table creation, what is the syntax for create? Create is our command keyword, and what you are creating table, that's why we kept here table keyword. In case if you are creating view or some other else, you can mention that. And this is our table name. In the table, how many columns are you going to be maintained? Okay, we are maintaining totally 3 columns: sid, sname, class. Okay, student id integer data type, and here we need to be maintain always value, and student name varchar, this is nullable, and the class varchar nullable. And this is our structure of the table, or DDL of the table, DDL creation of the table, a structure of the table we can say. After structure, we need to perform DML operation. If you need to perform DML operation, what kind of operations we have? Means either insert, update, or delete. Now we created structure, DDL structure. We don't have any records in the table. In the table, now I need to be insert few records. For that inserting syntax, you can take insert keyword and the table name values, and how many columns you have, those many records you need to be passed in this particular row. Okay, this one you can consider as a one tuple. In this tuple, we are passing all values. Okay. Next, if you need to read this table you created, after creating, I need to check my table, I need to display my table for checking purpose, right? For that, you can use this select star from. Okay, this is common for any table retrieving. If you need to retrieve any created table, you can use select a star from table. And the same thing, if you need to select only few records, if you need to if you need to select only few columns, you can mention that column. Star means in the table how many columns you have, those all columns will display when you can execute this command. Now I'm going to execute this. I created one DDL. I'm inserting records in that. Finally, I need to check that table. Okay, see this one. Like this, we need to be create our table in DDL in a SQL. Now, same thing and the same operations I need to do in Databricks. I need to create one table in PySpark language. Okay, now I'm going to create here table. Normally in SQL Server we are calling as a table, rows and columns manner when you are storing your data. But when you can go to the data breaks, we need to say that one as a data frame. Data frame also nothing but table only. We can see our data columns and rows manner only. Now we can see that. Now we can see how we can create a data frame in PySpark Databricks. Now you can see here I'm going to create one table. If you need to create table in SQL Server, directly we can see inbuilt all kind of functions, all kind of categories. If you need to apply data type, directly we have those data types and we can able to use. But when you can come to the Databricks, we don't have like that. We need to be import functions. We need to be import data types. We need to be import modules packages like that. Now here if you need to be create any kind of table schema means structure. If you need to create a DDL, we need to be import this one, like how many data types you have, those all data types we need to be import. Here you can see this is DDL. We have PySpark.SQL. In the SQL types, we have structure type, structure field, and string type, integer type. This kind of type SQL types we need to be import by using PySpark module. By the help of PySpark SQL module, we need to be import these types. Once if you imported this, we can able to create our schema. First, we need to be create schema. Schema in the sense here nothing but DDL. Okay, DDL table. Here DDL table. Now we created this one, create table, and the table name we assigned and we included columns, right? Like that, if you need to be create any schema or structure, we need to be use this method. Okay, normally you can mention syntax create table. Here you need to be mention struct type. Okay, this struct type means nothing but object in here. Struct type in the sense nothing but object in the sense how we can see object is nothing but table. One object means nothing but table you can consider. Okay, here I'm going to be put struct type. Okay, here you can see we are getting struct type. I'm going to be select this struct type. Okay, and you can consider this is closing bracket. In this struct type we can see this is our table. It will define the table. Okay, our table name is this one. This variable name nothing but our data frame name or table name, and this is our function like a create table we have, right? Like that, this is struct type. In this struct type, how many columns we need to define, here we need to be mentioned. But if you need to define multiple columns, here we need to use array. We need to display as a list. We need to define as a list. When you can define as a list, it will create multiple columns, otherwise it will show the error. Now here I am going to give that struct field. Means now we are defining column, right? If you need to define that is a column, means we need to use this function struct field. Okay, this struct field you need to be defined and closing bracket. And here we need to be mentioned struct field means your column name you need to define and what data type you need to be mentioned, and that is nullable or not nullable, same thing. Just here you need to be maintain entirely in column name as a string. Okay, you can mention that is SID, student ID. After that you can provide comma which data type is that. Okay, that is nothing but integer. You can provide integer. Already we imported our types, SQL types. Okay, here you can see integer type we have. You can take this integer type and you can put here, and you need to consider this one also function. Data type we need to define with braces only, round braces, and nullable or not nullable. Okay, if you need to check that is nullable or not nullable, you need to define true or false. Okay, true or false. When you can mention true means nullable and false means not nullable, like that. Okay, now currently I am providing here false. Okay, now first field I defined. Same, if you need to define second field, you need to follow same syntax. Just you can maintain comma you can place second one. Here I can provide yes name and yes name, and here we need to maintain data type as a string. Okay, next you can maintain one more field. Totally we have three fields, right? Struct field and the name of the column, as well as true or false. Sorry, I missed to copy this. Paste it, and here class string type false. Okay, but I am keeping here true just to understand. Okay. Now this is our table structure. If you need to define any table structure DDL, you can define in this manner. Now we created structure. Once if you created structure, we need to be insert value, means already we performed this DDL creation. After this DDL creation, we need to be insert values, right? If you need to be insert values, you no need to do anything, just you can take these four rows. Okay, you can copy these rows and you can consider these values as a list. Okay, now you can consider these are DML insert. Okay, we are inserting values in the table. Okay, just you can take one list and you can paste it this records. You need to be maintained, that's it. Okay, here you can see this is one tuple. When you have in round braces your values, that one we can say tuple. One tuple is one row. Now here you can see we are passing four rows, means four tuples as a list. Okay, this will consider as a list or array. Now you can see four rows we are passing. How many fields you are defining here in this structure type, those many values you need to be passed here. Now we have DDL and DML, but if you need to be check that one, these are inserting variable, and that is DDL, structure creation variable. Both we need to be create as a data frame, right? Both combination. If you need to display as a table, we need to combine this and we need to display. If you need to display like that, how we are going to be display? Just you can see I'm going to display here data frame creation. Okay, here we have one syntax. What is that means? Spark. Spark dot create data frame. You can give create data frame. Okay, this one is syntax. Like a create table we have, right? Like that we are using PySpark. You need to give spark dot create data frame. We are creating data frame, and here you need to give values first. This is my values we are inserting for table, and this is our schema structure of the table, and you can provide here. Now I'm going to run this. See, now data frame creation. If you need to retrieve this one, actually here we performed select star from table name, right? Select star from text. If you need to perform same thing here, what we need to do, just you can create what table you created, that table name you can take, variable name or table name dot, you can use display. By using this display we can able to retrieve that data. See, now we are able to see. Same thing we have another method also. Directly you can go here, you can use dot show. See, same thing here also. If you need to check, we can able. Now we can able to see as a this one. Anything you can use. You can use show, or otherwise you can use display. By using that we can able to retrieve our data frame. If you need to be create a data frame, we need to be import these types, SQL types. After importing these SQL types, means the default we don't have those things. We need to be import those SQL type functions, and after that we need to create DDL structure as is our SQL DDL, and here we need to be consider that one as object. Here struct type means we are defining as an object. Okay, if you need, I will show exactly what means struct. Actually, struct means we are going to be defined in this manner. Okay, this is one object. When we can see this is one object. Okay, like this you can able to define your struct. Okay, struct type means now you can able to display this is my struct type, and here you are going to be display struct fields. Okay, this is my first column, struct field. Okay, struct field, and here you need to be provide data type like that. Okay, normally you can see, for example, you have SID, student ID, and you can able to see here this information, SID, that is one. Next, yes name, RAM. Next, class, fifth. Okay, like this you are defining as a data frame object. This is our object means in this manner. Same thing, we are creating table here, and we are creating data frame here. Object we can say this one like this. Okay, if you like this video, please subscribe my channel. I will upload videos regularly, enter this PySpark and SQL classes. If you see one video, you will learn two languages. Please subscribe my channel.